Hey there, welcome to the Buck and Eric podcast. I'm Buck.
And I'm Eric, and today we're talking about doing more.
So there was a time in my life when I was really stressing out. I was banging my head against the wall, just feeling like I was stretched far too thin, that I couldn't accomplish the things that I wanted to accomplish, that I couldn't put in that extra time with my family, that extra time on the job, and that extra time developing myself into the kind of person who has the skills that I would hope to have. And then I did a detailed inventory of how and where I was spending my time. And I had to sit back and reflect on myself and go, wow, I've got like 60 hours in my week unaccounted for because I have been perhaps sleeping in a little too late, or I've been scrolling on my social media accounts too much, or I've just been wasting time in little ways here and there sporadically throughout the day that all added up. And at the end of the day, I'm looking back and I was like, if I just did more of the things that are helpful and less of the things that are holding me back, I could be so much further ahead.
Definitely. And it's something that we're all guilty of. And it's something that, I don't want to make excuses, but in modern times, it's tough not to get distracted because we have so many different devices. We have so many ways to get distracted. But like Bucky did, it's important to recognize where that time is going. And so doing that inventory and really putting it down on paper and understanding how long you think something is taking versus how long it's actually taking is really eye-opening and can really open up some other opportunities for you. A couple other things too, just with that structure in mind, when you're doing activities, it's always good to batch things together. And so by batching them together, you're going to have more success because you're going to be in that mindset. And so if you can pick specific days to have a structured schedule where you can follow through on those things, limit the opportunities for distractions, and then stay in that flow for as long as you can, you'll get more done from that as well. So I think just being aware of those areas where you could be distracted is half the battle, and then addressing those areas and staying on top of them and actually following through and getting the work done is another portion of that battle.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's one of those things where it actually takes time to kind of develop that skill. At first, it's going to be really difficult to focus your mind and to get into that. And I really like what you said about the flow state because, sometimes it does take being in something for a length of time to really get your mind orienting itself quickly and responsively in that scenario. And if you can group things that are similar in orientation together, then you'll be able to, like a combo, get these things done in a much more efficient way, and it proves super helpful.
Definitely. So with all of that in mind, I think to sum everything up, the first thing you have to do is identify where your time is going. So if you're really trying to do more, figure out where you're spending your time and figure out where the gaps in that time are. And then the second thing is just following through on a plan, creating
discipline.
having discipline, create some sort of structure and then hold yourself accountable. It doesn't have to be super precise, but have a game plan.
Well, and just strive to get better every day. That discipline is toughest in the beginning. But once that deliberate action turns into a habit, then you start doing it without thinking about it. Then you can start doing it without having the emotional response of feeling like you have to force yourself to do it. It just gets easier and easier and easier as you get in the habit of doing these things. So that's it. Go out there, do more, like, subscribe, comment, definitely do more of that. And we will see you next time.